Hey everybody, your boy French Fry Warrior is here to go over Record of Ragnarok chapter 100. Also, happy anniversary that we finally reached 100 chapters. It's been a long fun ride and hopefully this series can end strong. Now, a quick recap of the previous chapter will commence first. So, if you want to skip the recap, then jump to this time on the screen or click the time code in the description. Chapter 99 opens with Heimdall flying above a giant monitor placed in the arena. He announces the tie score, emphasizing that Ragnarok only has 3 matches left, raising the stakes for both sides. With that, he begins introducing the human fighter for round 1, the one entrusted to secure victory. As he walks with his dog, it's revealed that during the Winter War of 1939, the Soviet army began its invasion of Finland. A lone farmer took up his rifle to confront the invaders and greeted them with gunfire, surprisingly halting a 1 million soldier invasion. Later, at the Kala River, he assisted a squad of 30 men and was able to repel 4,000 soldiers with 100% accuracy. With a body count of 542 and being crowned the strongest sniper in history, Simo, the White Death, completes his introduction. He tells his dog to wait and walks onto the arena. Spectators take note of how different the arena is, and some humans recognize that area as their homeland, being the Finnish forest. Heimdall informs us that this battle will be outside the ring where the weather can change from moment to moment. Every moment of the fight will be captured by robotic animals and broadcast onto the giant monitor. However, it wasn't Simo who requested the arena change, following Heimdall introducing the next god fighter. This god is known as the wickedest and most malevolent Norse god. This trickster loves deceiving, craves chaos, and beckons the destruction of the world. The shape-shifting god ascends to the arena while dancing covered by a veil. Being crowned the trickster of the gods, Loki reveals himself and finishes his introduction. Many gods comment on his sinister aura and are terrified of him. Meanwhile, Ares is puzzled on Loki's decision to pick a battlefield that suits Simo. Ares quickly dismisses that notion, convinced that Loki always has a deeper plan. Zeus and Ares agree that he might be a strange god, but his strength is of a different nature. Even when faced with a seemingly stronger opponent, Loki always emerges victorious in the end, earning him the title of the Faceless Assassin among the Norse gods. Brunhilde seems to be a little worried for Loki and realizes that Gull is missing. Simo locks his sight on Loki far away in the mountains. Loki conjures a megaphone and asks him if he feels any nostalgia being back on this hellish battlefield. Simo continues to watch him and Loki tells him not to worry, cause it'll all be over soon, as black smoke emerges from his palms. Everyone watches in anticipation and sees some familiar figures. Loki appears to have summoned an illusion of Thor, Odin, and Heracles, putting everyone in shock. Loki feels bad, but states that he can't die yet, and that's why Simo must be the one to die, as he sends the 3 to attack him. With Loki making the first move, creating a 4v1 assault, will Simo be overpowered by these illusions, or is Loki about to discover why Simo is called the strongest sniper in history? This new chapter kicks off with Loki unleashing illusions of Thor, Heracles, and Odin, all charging straight towards Simo's position. Heimdall questions if this 4v1 is even allowed by the rules, but ultimately decides to let the fight proceed. Good call, Heimdall. He announces the fight and states the current situation between the two fighters. Aphrodite and Shiva are both surprised by Loki's opening move, while the spectators speculate that what they see is not real, but one of Loki's magic illusion tricks. The 3 illusions are shown running into the forest and destroying the trees in the area. Clearly, these aren't just illusions. They're real enough to cause serious damage as they charge through the forest, continuing their destruction. Ares balls upon seeing Heracles. Meanwhile, Jack is furious and sees Loki's tactic as unacceptable. Heimdall also wonders aloud how Simo might respond to this overwhelming assault. But before anyone can react, Simo has vanished. It seems Simo plans to hide and use the force to his advantage as a sniper waiting for the deadly shot. Loki expected this from Simo and compliments his hiding skill. Loki searches for a bit, but knows he'll never find him like this. So he pulls out a ring and states he'll increase their numbers as a black mist comes from the ring. The mist grows larger till it covers the entire village, making it impossible to see what he's planning. As the mist settles, more Heracles, Odin, and Thor figures appear, and it's revealed that Loki conjured over 100 copies, far too many for anyone to count, as they all crowd the village and even swarm the roof. Loki floats above his newfound army and tells them to go forth. The massive army of gods all advance forward, while Kojiro and the others speculate on what exactly is Loki's ability. They are unable to figure it out, but Kojiro shows that it's only a matter of time before Simo is found. Loki brings up a megaphone again and asks Simo if he's frightened yet, as he's good at hide and seek as well. There's nowhere for him to run, and Loki jokes that he feels sad for Simo as time runs out for him. Loki announces that before he sends him to Niflheim, he'll tell Simo about his ability to make him realize the nightmare he's in, while also claiming to make the game more fair. Simo just remains quiet and listens. Here, we learn Loki's ability is called the Ring of the Gesture, Hemskringla, granting the power to copy anything in creation. He demonstrates an example by grabbing a squirrel and using the Sealed One. His fingertip ability allows him to get a field and input whatever he touches, memorizes, and stores it. Finally, with Seed of Trickery, his palm's ability allows him to generate the output, recreating what he stored. Whether it's objects, gods, or humans, he can recreate anything he's touched as he finishes displaying with the squirrel. Normally, Loki is only limited to 5 copies at once. However, with his sacred treasure, the Ring of Proliferation, and Vernat, he can increase the number of copies infinitely, which some human spectators find that's cheating. At first, it may have seemed that Simo would have the advantage with the vast battleground for a sniper, but in actuality, it was also advantageous for Loki too, being able to attack in numbers. Loki's final statement is as their numbers increase, the power gets more distributed amongst them, making it a weak point. Loki immediately says my bad, as maybe he should have not revealed that, but brushes it off as nothing to worry about, since Simo is just a weak human. Ares criticizes Loki for giving away a key weakness, but once again Hermes disagrees. He knows Loki is far too clever to make such a careless mistake, as he's not like Ares. Zeus agrees, and with this, he knows that there's an intention behind this, factoring his choice to reveal his weakness and pick this kind of field. Ares clumsily agrees, meanwhile the narration confirms Zeus and Hermes' analysis was correct. Everything about Loki's input and output and more clones all equal less power with each one of them is actually true. The lie is how that power is distributed. All clones don't need to have power distributed equally between each other and didn't have any notable attributes. Instead, Loki applied however much power he wanted to whatever clone based on his own discretion. Meaning, within his army, Loki hit a powerful individual with a significant greater power than others. The narration continues to explain that while it is not yet known how Simo will deal with this army, he must be cautious. If he takes out the weaker copy, he might think that's the level for all of them and lower his guard. Even if he hits a stronger copy first, it could lead him to think that all of them are strong, creating an effective psychological mind game while all applying pressure. All this is speculated to give Loki the advantage by creating a sense of unease amongst an army that looks similar, but one clone has a much stronger power to it. This is Loki's trap to ensure Simo's defeat, and make Brunhild regret her decision. Buddha takes note of Loki's combat style as he laughs, stating that no one can escape from his hands and the rings of gesture, while his army continues to march onwards, when suddenly a flash appears in the distance, with a single gunshot being heard throughout the atmosphere. During that time, the audience witnessed a miracle on the monitor. A single bullet fired from Simo's Mosin Nagant rifle with a velocity of 810 meters per second, exceeding the speed of sound more than twice. Upon firing, the bullet turned into a bud, releasing a light and spreading itself into multiple mini bullets that bloomed like a hailstorm of countless flowers. All the clones looked towards the light as the bullets rained upon them, many of them being fatally shot, dismembering Loki's army, leaving him shocked. Even his reinforced Thor copy was easily dispatched of. Everyone witnessed the massacre that took place. That single blooming gunshot had left Loki's army riddled with holes, disintegrating on the snowy battlefield. Loki recognizes the power of the warrior that Brunhild selected to defeat him as he displays an angry look due to his army being wiped out in an instant, including his enhanced one. The scene shifts to Simo far away, revealing his technique to be called Ilmatar, the anti-god's sniping profusion of flowers. Blood emerges from Simo's mouth, however, and mutters the number 1 in his Finnish language, ending part 1 of the double chapter this month. Woo! So very good chapter this month. As I said, it's a double chapter, so expect the other part very soon, but for this chapter, we basically got to see one of Loki's abilities, how it works, and Simo's counterattack to it. First, as we saw, those clones do certainly have some power to them, as they can knock down trees and all, but as they said, they don't have any noticeable abilities. I really wanted to see more of everyone's reactions to his clones, especially Odin. I did like seeing Jack being pissed at Loki, and boy, trust me, I wouldn't want to be on Jack's shit list, but I digress. What truly makes this technique frightening though, is Loki can literally have a nuke sitting and waiting for the right time to hit Simo, and literally, as the narration said, Simo might think they're all weak and let his guard down. Loki is really about mind games here, and I just love it. Not only that, but this dude can create an infinite number of copies with the ring itself, which is insane, meaning he can eventually wear down his opponents. I wonder if the ring has any cost on Loki too though. The fact that he can replicate anything he touches is also very dangerous, because who else knows what he's touched. I'm also going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to guess that later Loki will pull out a clone of himself to further confuse Simo, because this dude is really truly a jester and will easily trick you with his words and abilities. Simo really has to be on top of his game, and luckily he was, because he instantly made Loki's army obsolete by firing a single bullet, and it literally bloomed into a hailstorm of mini bullets. By far the coolest long range attack I've seen. This move was even strong enough to cook Loki's reinforced clone too. Now I think about it, Loki should have listened better to Simo's intro, because it literally said he washed 4,000 soldiers and repelled 1 million other soldiers. So maybe Loki should have thought of something different, but I don't blame him for trying, and it's a cool technique to see. Now Loki knows Brunhild wasn't playing when she said someone would run his pockets. Like, brother, she's gotten this far in the tournament. I wouldn't think she was playing if she told me she has a fighter for me. Now, I'm a little worried for Simo, because it seems after his shot, he started bleeding, which makes me think his ability comes with a cost, which isn't good. So I'm guessing we'll get to explain next chapter. I'm sure Loki has more to his powers, but so far, Simo got a good counter in. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching the video. Comment your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch y'all later. Be good people. Peace.